People often think that strength is about having it all figured out, like you're born with some kind of mental superpower. But it's not like that, not at all. Strength doesn't come from how well you avoid pain or dodge life's curveballs. It comes from staring that pain in the face, standing in the storm, and choosing to keep going anyway. That's where the real power is. There's a certain kind of beauty in the mess, when everything is falling apart, and you're standing there with your heart racing, hands shaking, but still putting one foot in front of the other. That moment, that decision to keep moving, that's strength. It's not loud, it's not glamorous, but it's real, and it changes you from the inside out. We all have moments where we feel like giving up, where the weight of life feels heavier than we can carry. But the truth is, those moments are the training grounds for your mind. Every time you push through something that tried to break you, you come out stronger. Not because the situation was easy, but because you refused to let it defeat you. People love to talk about success, about wins, about the highlight reel. But what they don't see are the nights you cried, the times you were told no, the rejections, the isolation, the battles you fought in silence. That's where strength is born, in the quiet spaces where you choose to rise when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, and when quitting feels like the easier option. And let's be real, none of us are immune to fear or doubt. We all have insecurities. We all hear those voices that say, "You're not good enough, you can't do this, you'll never make it." But here's the thing. Those voices aren't the problem. It's what you do in response to them that defines your strength. Do you let them win, or do you stand up and prove them wrong? When you go through something hard, something that shakes your soul, and you come out of it with your head held high, that's not weakness, that's transformation. That's becoming someone who knows their worth, not because life has been kind, but because they learned how to fight, how to survive, how to grow. You don't become strong by avoiding life, you become strong by living it fully, fearlessly, and honestly, by falling down and getting back up, by failing and still trying again. That's what builds character. That's what builds a mind that doesn't crumble under pressure. So don't wish for easy. Don't wait for perfect. Embrace the hard moments, because they are shaping you into something powerful. And when you look back one day, you'll realize it wasn't the victories that made you strong. It was the fight. It was the climb. It was the belief that no matter what tried to break you, you chose to rise anyway. It's okay to not be okay. Let's just start there. There's nothing weak about having moments where you feel lost, overwhelmed, or completely drained. In fact, the most powerful people I know have had to crawl through those moments. They've felt broken, they've questioned themselves, and still, they found a way to stand up again and again. We live in a world that tells us we have to be strong all the time, smile through the pain, stay unshaken, show no vulnerability. But that's not strength, that's pressure, and it's not real. Real mental strength is raw, it's messy. It means allowing yourself to feel deeply, to cry if you need to pause, to breathe. It means knowing that feeling weak doesn't make you any less worthy. Sometimes we confuse strength with pretending. We think if we act like we're fine, we'll eventually be fine. But healing doesn't work like that. Growth doesn't work like that. You can't ignore what you feel and expect it to disappear. You've got to go through it. You've got to face the discomfort, the fear, the anger, the sadness, whatever it is. That's where your strength is born. There's something powerful about acknowledging your truth, about saying, yes, I'm hurting, or yes, this is hard. That kind of honesty is not weakness. It's the beginning of empowerment. Because once you face it, you can start to change it. Once you name what's weighing you down, you can begin to set yourself free. Mental strength isn't about bottling things up. It's about learning how to manage what you feel, not avoid it. It's about building resilience in the face of pain, not running from it. It's about saying, I feel this and I will still move forward. That's courage, that's strength. And let's be real, some days strength looks like showing up to life when all you want to do is stay in bed. It looks like getting out of your head and into your purpose, even when your confidence is shaken. It looks like choosing to believe in your worth when everything around you makes you doubt it. You're allowed to have hard days. You're allowed to feel broken. But don't let those moments define you. Don't let them convince you that you're less than who you are, because you are not your pain. You are not your lowest moment. You are not your fear. You are the person who keeps rising. You are the fire that keeps burning, no matter how cold the world gets. And every time you choose to stand up, after a fall, after heartbreak, after doubt, you're building something unshakable inside you. That is mental strength. Not perfection, not pretending, but persistence, honesty, and the courage to show up exactly as you are. So feel what you need to feel. Embrace your humanity, but never forget, you were built to rise. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. If you're waiting for someone else to believe in you before you start, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, no one is coming to hand you confidence. No one is going to stand by you every single day, reminding you of your worth. That job belongs to you. Believing in yourself is not just a feel-good phrase. It's survival. It's the foundation of everything you want to create, become, and experience. There are going to be days when the world is silent, when the applause stops, when no one notices the effort you're putting in. That's when you need to be your own cheerleader. You have to look in the mirror and say, I've got me. I believe in what I bring. I believe in where I'm going. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. There will always be voices trying to shrink you. People who don't get your vision. People who can't see past their own limitations, and they'll try to place those on you. Don't let them. Don't absorb other people's doubts. Just because they don't see it doesn't mean it isn't real. Your dreams, your talent, your purpose, it all matters. But none of it will come to life if you don't believe in it first. You've got to learn how to clap for yourself in silence. When you hit a small win, when you push through the fear, when you keep going despite the uncertainty, celebrate that. That's how you train your mind to see progress. That's how you create momentum when the world isn't watching. You don't need external validation to be valuable. You don't need constant praise to know you're enough. In fact, some of the strongest people are the ones who've learned to fuel themselves from within. They've had to. Because when things get dark and when you're walking a lonely path, your inner voice becomes everything. And if that voice isn't strong, you'll start to believe the noise around you. So build that voice, nurture it, make it fierce, make it loving, make it louder than fear. Tell yourself the truth, that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you belong. Even if nobody else says it, you don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't need the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect background. All you need is the courage to say, I'm enough. I've always been enough. And then move like you believe it. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not pretending you're better than anyone else. It's simply knowing that you deserve a seat at the table and not being afraid to take it, even if your hands are shaking, even if your voice trembles. The world will try to make you forget your power, but your job is to remember every single day. So walk with your head high, even when the path is uncertain, because the belief you have in yourself, that's your power, and no one can take it away. Your mind is your most powerful tool, and if you don't learn how to take care of it, life will overwhelm you. It's not just about being strong physically or achieving success on the outside. True power, real, lasting strength comes from what's happening inside your head. That's where your battles are won or lost. That's where resilience is built, and that's where your peace either thrives or falls apart. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. It means setting boundaries that keep your energy safe. It means stepping back from the noise, the chaos, the comparison, and checking in with yourself. Too many people are trying to do everything for everyone, running on empty, chasing approval, and slowly burning out. That's not strength, that's a warning sign. You've got to train your mind like you train a muscle. Every thought you think has power. So ask yourself, is my mind working for me or against me? Is it lifting me up or tearing me down? Because your mindset is everything. It shapes how you see problems, how you handle failure, and how you respond to criticism. If your mind isn't right, nothing else will be. And no, this doesn't mean being positive all the time. That's not real life. It means being aware of what you're allowing in, aware of what drains you, aware of what feeds your soul, and what poisons your spirit. When you protect your peace, you don't give just anything or anyone access to your emotions. You choose wisely. You filter what you listen to. You step away from toxic energy without guilt. You also stop letting every opinion shake you. Not everyone's voice needs to echo in your head. Opinions are cheap. They come from people who haven't lived your story, who don't carry your dreams, who don't understand your journey. Let them talk. You stay focused, stay grounded, stay mentally clear. It's not easy. Some days your mind will play tricks on you. It will whisper lies like, you're not good enough, or you'll never make it. That's when you talk back. That's when you replace fear with facts. You remind yourself of what you've overcome, of how far you've come. You feed your mind with truth, with belief, with vision. Take time to reset. Turn down the volume of the world and tune into yourself. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. It's how you recharge. It's how you stay aligned. It's how you build the kind of mental strength that can't be shaken, even when life gets hard. So protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. Protect your mind like it's sacred, because it is. What you allow into your mental space will either build you up or break you down. Choose carefully, train intentionally, and never forget, your mindset isn't just a part of your success, it is your success. At some point, you have to stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready. Stop waiting for permission, for the perfect timing, for the fear to go away. Life isn't a movie scene where everything lines up and suddenly you feel completely confident. That moment doesn't come. You make it happen. You take responsibility for your life. And that's where everything shifts. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody is coming to fix your story. If you want something, peace, growth, success, happiness, you have to go get it. You have to stop blaming the past, stop pointing fingers, stop carrying resentment like it's armor. It's not protecting you, it's just weighing you down. At some point, you have to decide, this is my life, and I'm going to own every part of it. And that's not easy. Taking responsibility doesn't mean everything's your fault. It means you're choosing not to stay stuck. It means you're done letting your circumstances dictate your potential. You might not have control over everything that's happened to you, but you have control over what you do with it now. And that's more powerful than anything. When you take ownership of your story, you stop playing small. You stop waiting for a sign, and instead, you become the sign. You move forward even when you're scared. You take the first step even when the path is blurry. You trust that you'll figure it out along the way, because action creates clarity. A lot of people live in someday. Someday I'll go for that dream. Someday I'll feel confident. Someday I'll start loving myself. But someday isn't coming unless you show up for it. This is your one life. You don't get a second draft. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep waiting for perfect? Or are you going to take the mess, the fear, the uncertainty, and build something with it? There's power in saying, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not staying where I am. That's where strength lives, in the decision to move forward, no matter how small the step, in the daily choice to be intentional, to show up, to believe in what you're creating, even when no one else sees it yet. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pushing through resistance, from doing the hard inner work, from being honest with yourself. You have to want your future more than you fear the discomfort of change. You have to stop settling for survival and start demanding more from yourself for yourself. So if you're waiting for a moment, this is it. Take responsibility, step into the driver's seat, be the kind of person who doesn't just dream but acts, who doesn't just wish but works. Because your life is happening now, not tomorrow, not next year, right now, and it's yours to shape. Failure is not the enemy. It never was. The fear of failure, that's what stops most people. That's what paralyzes dreams, holds back progress, and keeps greatness stuck in a box labeled what if. But here's the thing, every single person who has achieved something real, something lasting, has failed. More than once. Probably more than they can count. The difference, they didn't let it define them. They didn't stop. Failure is feedback. It's not a signal to quit, it's a signal to adjust, to grow, to learn. If you let it, failure will become your greatest teacher. It will show you what doesn't work so you can find what does. It will test your resilience, sharpen your focus, and build your strength from the inside out. You don't grow when things are easy, you grow when you're challenged. When you fall and choose to rise again, the world might see your failure as an ending, but you get to decide what it really is. Maybe it's just the beginning of something better. Maybe it's a necessary chapter in a story that's still being written. You're not supposed to have it all figured out the first time or the fifth. The process is the purpose. And falling down is part of that process. You're going to mess up. You're going to have moments where you doubt everything, times when things crash and burn, when the plan falls apart, when you feel like giving up. And you'll ask yourself, why is this happening? But what if it's happening for you, not to you? What if every setback is building a foundation for something you can't even see yet? Resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being flexible. It's about bending, shifting, adapting, and never losing your fire. It's about choosing to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when you've failed before. Let go of perfection. That idea that you have to get it right the first time or not at all, it's toxic. Progress doesn't look like a straight line. It looks like detours, reroutes, breakdowns, and breakthroughs. It looks like failing forward again and again until one day you're standing in a place you once dreamed about. You can't protect yourself from failure, but you can choose how you respond to it. Will you shrink or will you rise? Will you let it shame you or will you let it shape you? You have so much more power than you think. You are more than one moment, more than one decision, more than one mistake. Don't let fear of failing rob you of the chance to become who you're meant to be. Keep trying, keep learning, keep rising, because failure doesn't mean the end, it means you dared. And that's where strength is born, in the risk, in the fall, and most of all, in the comeback.